All right, welcome back. Happy New Year to everyone. I'm a little late on this. I um, started the year away. I did a little quick little vacation for the new year, for New Year's Eve and all of that. So today it's January 7th, and I'm in a hotel again, shocker for work, but figured I'd record this. I did jot down my numbers for the month of December at the end of the year, but obviously some of these are live update pages, so all these numbers are up to date for today, January 7th. I also took screenshots for my net worth, which will be another video coming out maybe next week or so. We'll see. But just gonna dive through the classic monthly update. So in this video, we'll cover how much I invested for the month, look at my monthly income, expense, investment page. We'll head to the dashboard, look at my portfolio, see how things have kind of progressed over the month. We'll look at my annual goals update and my investment graphs. So this is kind of a new one because this is the end of the year, which will be great. So I can kind of review how I did with my annual goals and look at my investment graphs. And then, honestly, we'll probably just look at the hypothetical 2026 goals. These, I think, are what I'm going to be going with in the new year. And then we'll look at my December dividend income. So overall, it was a good month with the schedule of my dividends. The months like December are going to be huge. So yeah, that's, I guess, just going to be how it is moving forward. We'll see. All right, so starting off with the monthly IEI. For the month of December, I brought in $13,000 post-tax. My expenses were a little, or actually not terrible, $4,000 overall, made $9,000. The major sort of drawback was my investing. I kind of pulled back a little bit. And part of my reasoning, and we'll see if this actually becomes true, I feel like there could be some turmoil or like choppiness at the beginning of this year, especially in January. I've heard or read that, there might be a Fed chair decision, and that sometimes can cause the market to kind of stir around a little bit. And I'll probably look back on this and be like, that was a dumb idea, but I figured I'd just kind of hold back. I invested a lot in a short time frame this past year in 2025, really just from June or July on. So I kind of just patted myself on the shoulder and was like, good job. Invest a little bit, but set myself up for buying in if there are any dips in the short term. I didn't invest anything in my 401k because I already completed, hit my max for the year on that. Acorns is just happening every month, no matter what. Same idea with the Roth IRA. I can't contribute to it. My HSA was completely filled at the end of December, and I plan on maxing that out again this upcoming year. I feel like I don't go to use my HSA often, so the good news is a lot of this is just being invested, so that hopefully one day in the future I'll just be able to use that money to my advantage and help pay for any healthcare costs. The expenses themselves, there were some more expensive purchases. I purchased a few things in November as well, but going out, whether that was on vacation a little bit, buying gifts, all of that. So that's why kind of miscellaneous and entertainment / like bars. I may look at changing up these categories because that just makes it seem like I'm at a bar every night, and I'm not. A lot of it just falls under the entertainment side of things outside of eating out. So I may look into changing up these expense categories. But I just don't want to be inundated with 45 different expense categories. It would make this a more annoying process, inputting all my transactions and all of that. So, yeah. So overall, my dashboard right now, Let me, actually, this is fine. So right now I'm at an all-time high for my portfolio value. It was around 75,000, I believe, at the end of the month, but the market started off really strong. First time eclipsing $10,000 in portfolio gain for my brokerage account, which is a big milestone. I've actually kind of been looking forward to that. And there it goes. See you. It's starting to drop. But overall, really happy with where I'm at. I didn't sell anything. I'm probably going to look into that more this year. Maybe have a conversation with someone that knows a little bit more about the appropriate way to do tax loss harvesting and all of that. But didn't save anything. My emergency fund is starting to grow more because I haven't been transitioning a lot of that money over to my Fidelity account. And as we'll find out later on, I do have some goals surrounding like what to be doing with my money, what type of accounts I should have open, all of that. But year-to-date interest was great. I made $1,800. Obviously, we'll have some taxes on that, but that really, I mean, compared to my bank account that pulls in like $13 a month, it's a huge upgrade. So I'm really happy I did transition to that. I'll continue looking into more avenues moving into this new year as I continue to kind of dive into the finances of my life a little bit more. Some changes within, and we'll continue looking at this in the portfolio holdings, but SCHD is finally in the green, which is great. It's been really heavy accumulation and dealing with, I've lost $200, but I knew that at some point it had to give, and it would start kind of tracking again. It had a really bad year when you really look at things, but we'll see how it plays out this year. I know like the reconstitution's in March every year, so they rebalance their portfolio and follow their algorithm and change up the positions. And I know that, or March, April time frame. And I know that it kind of happened at the worst possible time last year with Liberation Day in April and all that. So I'm excited to see how this all plays out, continuing moving forward. DGRO, another big position. They've actually both surpassed FXAIX, which, I also have been thinking about the fact that I'm young, I'm 30 years old. SCHD, it's not going to grow the same as, like a DGRO or FXAIX following the S&P or anything like that. So I need to just be aware of the fact that, like, hey, I'm maybe sacrificing some gains in my life if I just continue investing a ton of money into SCHD compared to some other tech-heavy or more growth opportunity stocks or ETFs. So I still like investing in it. I really do want to. I like the dividend growth aspect, but just something I'll keep an eye on. One change that's actually going to be happening in the new year. So this was an old company 401k. This is my current company's 401k. I have my Roth IRA, which I can't contribute to anymore, and I have Acorns. One thing with my new company is that they actually just opened up a Roth 401k option. And in my mind, I think I'm going to start investing in that position. Partially, one of the reason is I have a lot of money in my 401ks right now. That is all pre-tax money, so it is going to be taxed by the time I can actually pull this money out at 60 years old. And if I just continue just investing in this position, there's an opportunity or a potential that I'm going to be getting taxed. Who knows what the tax brackets will be first off, but I could have a lot of money in here and be getting taxed a lot. So I really did want to find a way to have these post-tax options that grow tax-free. So I decided to open up the Roth 401k. I know I'm in a high tax bracket right now, but I believe that with the amount of money that's in these 401ks, the way that they're going to grow, I would rather continue to build up the bucket of tax-free growth in my life. So, I don't know what taxes will be in 40 years. It could be, when you look at the historical averages of taxes, it's kind of actually relatively low right now. So who knows? They might jump. We don't know the future, but I'd rather continue to grow some of these post tax-free accounts. So that's my mindset. I wanted to invest a little bit more into a Roth option, and I'm still going to be contributing to my 401k up to the percent. It's 5% to get my company match. So I'm still doing 5% into the traditional 401k, but then I'll be doing 9% into my Roth 401k moving forward. So this will start to grow as well, which actually means I'm going to need to add an additional category into my investments page. So right now it's a little higher than where it actually was on December 31st / January 1st, but I'm at $283,000 in total investments, $184,000 cash, so $467,000. I still haven't added my Robinhood account to this, so it's actually a little higher than this, but I kind of consider my Robinhood account fun money, and that's why I keep it off of this. It's, hey, if I lost all this money, I want to know where I'd be without it. Just as maybe a little mental thing. I don't know. Let's portfolio breakdown. Sweet. So here's where I'm at now with all my positions. Target finally got back on track. Maybe it was, I bought this at kind of right when I was thinking about getting into investing more. And I didn't do a ton of research on it, so that's why I'm not just continuing to invest more and more money into this. So I will sell it at some point. It's great that it's finally positive again, but we'll see what happens. Major changes is SCHD finally growing. It's now, the position's up 4.5%, which is awesome. I'm really happy to see that it's growing. Obviously, it's going to fluctuate, all of this. I don't need this money right now, so I kind of enjoy when the markets dip. It's a little nerve-wracking, but especially these ETF positions, like that's just another opportunity to buy in and get more of a discounted rate. It's a little bit more nerve-wracking when you look at single positions like UNH or Equifax or anything like that, but these ETFs, like I feel pretty confident in them. So I'll just continue to wait for some of those opportunities, continue dollar cost averaging every month, and then have more buying power when I do see those dips. I anticipate there being a fair amount, and it's not uncommon to have a few 5% drops every year or 10% drops every year, like a couple of them. It's just a matter of when they happen. I mean, the market could go up another 15% and then drop 10%, right? And it's still up 5% based off of where it was previously, but that's just the way it goes. So continue dollar cost averaging in every month and go from there. After that, let's jump into annual goals. So overall for 2025, I hit all my goals, which is great. I'm really happy about that. I think it's fun to set these types of goals and markers to keep you honest and keep you on track. First goal was to invest $30,000. I ended up doing $40,000. Goal 2, invest $12,000 into SCHD and DGRO, and there are my numbers. That's the current, or actually that's not the current value. That's how much I've actually put in. So the current value is higher than that. I just liked the idea of doing strictly how much I invested into these positions rather than what the current value is in case they grew a ton. It's really, I can control this. I can't control what the actual value of the positions are. And then goal 3 was to hit $250,000 in total investments, and I've completed that. When you look at my average monthly expenses, they've gone down considerably from June, July, and August from personal expenses. And the real reason for that is I ended up moving home for a quick minute because I'm trying to buy a home and didn't want to continue renting. Still on that search for the best home. I live in a high cost of living area, and the markets haven't really come down or dropped. It's still a very competitive market, and it feels like it's still a seller's market. So if the right opportunity comes up, I will buy, but we'll see. Um, Brokerage, this was my amount average per month. So like for this instant, like I like to track what my average was over the previous 2 months. So it's gone down a little bit, but I'll reset all these into the new year, into January. And then I'm going to be tracking my average expenses year over year. Same idea with my brokerage account, how much I average per month, just to have a good understanding of where I'm at. There's going to be different changes in my life where it's going to drop or it's going to increase. But it's fun to kind of track that and see where you are in relation to where you were previously. Still, for my goals for my 30s, hit $500,000 and receive $1,000 in a single month. I'm feeling pretty good about this, barring any unforeseen circumstances, but I think it's a really good goal to hit for my 30s if I could get to that point. So ideally, I'm past it, but I want to at least get to the $500,000 in investment mark. And 2026 goals, this is kind of where I'm sitting right now, what I'm thinking. I'd like to hit 350,000 in investments. I'd like to invest another additional 40,000 in my brokerage account. I'd like to open a high yield savings account. This was kind of one of those additional positions rather than just having minimal interest in my current bank account. Open a high yield savings account to put some of that emergency fund in, or some of the emergency fund and different funds like that to continue growing at a little bit of a higher rate. And then creating buckets. So this is same idea: emergency fund, checking for payments, sinking fund, all that. And then invest 40,000. Guess I repeated that. Delete. Also invest 25,000 into SCHD and DGRO by the end of the year. Another 12,000 virtually, or under that obviously, but same idea as last year. Just continue to grow those positions. Annual goals, investment graphs. Cool. So here's where I was at the end of December. I was at $75,000. As you can see right now, it's actually back at the 75,000. Was it 76,000? But market's going down today. So $75,498. Kind of flattening out a little bit. We'll see how it continues to compare, but looking at just 6 months and change and how much money is in my dividend account, 32,000. I've over doubled it in 7 months. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I think that's a really good accomplishment, and we'll continue to see how that plays out. Next, total investments. Same idea. In 7 months, I added $74,000 in value to my investments, which, if I could add 140,000 ish, 130,000 per year, I'm going to be in a great position. I'll be really happy, and I'll get to my goals really fast. And then overall, the total dividends for the year, I ended up at $910. This is obviously just going to be updated once per year, but just continuing to see how my dividends compound on one another, how the reinvestment works, how many dividends I'm getting over year. This will be fun to continue to track. If I'm still doing this in 2043, great. We'll see how everything plays out. And then finally, my dividend calendar. So for the month of December, I made $402.57. So biggest month of the year. I know that September, December, June, March are going to be big months, just based off of my dividend sort of payouts. within the positions that I'm in. But yeah, really happy with that. Just looking at, 1262, my original SEHD payment, 105 to 185, that dividend growth position, and, reinvesting in it. And then obviously investing additional funds into those positions is going to have these dividends continue to grow year over year. DGRO doubled. UNH, I didn't invest anything else besides the reinvestment of the dividends. And now it's 2016, so it's like a quick little change like that, compounding year over year, I think will do wonders, especially if they continue to grow their dividend, all that. FXAIX paid out actually in the month of December as well. Same idea. I invested a little bit more into this, but this is continuing to grow, reinvesting into the position and all that. So I wasn't even really banking on this being the highest month, considering I had a capital distribution in this mutual fund for Fidelity, blue chip FBGRX mutual fund on Fidelity. So I figured that would be a decent buffer to kind of prevent me from getting this new high for dividends. But nope, it actually surpassed it. So we'll see how the new year went. After that, I actually copy pasted all of this into my dividend history page, and that's where I'm at now. We'll see. Overall, this is how much I made in interest in the SPACs account, 1,800, dividend total 910. So total between those two, 2739. I'm tracking my highest dividend month, and I'll be doing this year over year. So 2025 is here, 2026 below it. And my average dividends per month was about $75. So what does that equal to, right? Like buying coffees for a month. So just based off of that, if I never invested another single dollar, I could buy my coffees for a month. Obviously, I want to continue investing more and not just have enough dividends to pay for coffee, but good starting point. And then goals history, this is going to be something that I continue to do as well. Same idea as the dividend history, just seeing how things change year over year, copy pasting a lot of this information to see how I did on my goals. And then I also added this annual breakdown. So I have my salary breakdown, which I've talked about in previous episodes. But you can see how my salary is growing year over year. I am in sales, so it's a good way of being able to make some decent money. I had a really good year, which is awesome. I don't know if I'm going to be back at this level by the end of it, by the end of 2026. But maybe I'm somewhere in between these two. So fun to track, see how my history or sales history is growing, my salary history, income's growing year over year. I've changed jobs during this process. I was with the same company for these 4 or 5 years, and then transitioned in 2023 over halfway through the year, and then now I've been with this new company for the past few years. So we'll see how 2026 plays out. And then finally, just looking at my overall values, what I have in 401k match, 401k contribution, all that, and just seeing, all right, this is how much I made in the year 2025. This is how much I invested this year. And then my percentage of that. You watch like the Money Guy show. I love listening to their podcasts and watching their videos, especially when I'm driving all the time. But trying to hit that 25% savings rate in investments. And so this is where I'm kind of just tracking these major positions, not including HSA and all that. So in reality, it's probably over this, or it is over it, but I just wanted to have a way to track that and keep me honest and see where my savings rate is for the year with my major positions. So this year I saved 30.86% in my 401k and brokerage account. I probably shouldn't be including my match, but I'm just doing it because I want to. I don't know. So really happy with that. We'll see how my savings rate changes in this new year, especially considering that was really only paying attention for half the year. So continue investing, continue saving, being diligent with my money, tracking as much as I can, while not having it become overwhelming. And yeah, that's it. So thanks for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, all the fun stuff, comment, maybe some goals that you have, how your positions or investment accounts did over the past year. Would love to just hear any feedback or comments like that. Yeah, thanks for watching, and talk to you guys soon. See you.